What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. We've got a brand new Born to Play SBC. It gives a premium gold players pack. You need one UEFA Champions League common or rare. So let's start with that. Let's get our low to high specials. We've got plenty of them. So we'll pop him, Guilherme, there in goal. It needs to be a gold team with 80 chemistry. 3 clubs minimum, 2 leagues minimum. Should be quite easy though, generally speaking. I think we've got a fair old chunk of Serie A players. Maybe not fullbacks, but just in general, yeah, we have. So let's pop a whole bunch of these in. And then we'll leave one spot for the last league because we need 3 leagues. So it has to be a gold team exactly. And that shouldn't be too difficult, really. We'll pop Soriano in there as well. Obviously, these cards aren't really worth all that much. You know, they're super cheap. This SBC in general is super cheap. And also, guys, if you are enjoying the content on the channel, feel free to drop a thumbs up. It would be very much appreciated. We do need 80 chemistry here, however. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the goalkeeper in goal. We'll pop this goalkeeper out there. Let's pop the goalkeeper down there. And then the CDM in there. That's 70 chemistry. Maybe the Italian goalkeeper in goal. And then the Italian CDM in at centre-back will actually give us a little bit more chemistry there. That takes up to 74. Let's see if we can get a left-back or a striker here. What do we got? I don't even mind. Oh, we could use... Oh, I'll tell you what. Let's use him. Let's pop him up there. Let's get rid of this guy here. And go for any old right back. Just a right back. Not Brzezinski though. We'll go for the Liga NOS guy. That's fine for the chemistry. Oh, it's only 2 leagues as well. There you go. That's perfect. Now, is he tradable or untradeable? He is tradable. I can't imagine. It's not going to make his price go through the roof when you only need 1 and there are so many of them. So we get a premium gold pack for that, guys, or premium gold players pack for that. In terms of the account, guys, I'm grinding coins like I said to you guys I would. We're up to 135k now, and we've got a lot more in the club than we had a week ago. We're in a relatively okay spot. I've probably got 150 to 250,000's worth of immediate sellables in the club. You know, just regular gold, rare golds, etc. We've been grinding bronze packs a lot. We've been grinding great games a lot. Also, this card right here, I don't need another right mid, right? I think everybody can tell that. I don't even know if I want him in general. It looks good. 5-star, 5-star. Good pace. Okay shooting. Okay passing. Good dribbling. Okay physicals. The problem is Porto right now have 4 points from 4 games. However, their group is tight. Position 1 and 2 have 7 points. Position 3 and 4 have 4 points. So if Porto win both their last games, they're guaranteed to qualify. But it's a big if. You know, maybe they don't. Maybe they get knocked out. And then this Corona is worthless. But I think the fact that he's just an 82 rated squad, we probably will complete him. He's there for a whole week. So I might wait. It's actually international week now, isn't it? So, which is probably why he's there for a week. I might just wait anyway and just try and complete this via untradables and stuff. You only need an 82 rated squad, which of course is 9 82s and 2 81s. I'm in no rush to get this card. If there was packs back or something like that, maybe I'd be a bit more interested. And other than that, guys, there's just nothing going on in the game right now. You know, no new League SBCs, no new milestones. Milestones, as you can see, are just there. And just for people that want to know where I'm at 104 for squad battles. We're at 115 for rivals, and we are at 120 for champs. And the gameplay that you're going to see today is going to take us to 8 and 2. But in terms of champs, I am currently 11 and 3. All 3 losses. Just I feel like I'm on the verge of everything clicking. Every loss was by 1 goal. Every loss was actually 3-2, I think. I lost all games 3-2. And in all 3 games, I had so many good chances. And as I say, with all the gameplay that we've been working on recently, with the chips, rubles and stuff, I'm getting there, guys. I'm getting there. I'm feeling confident that we're going to start pushing towards elite pretty quickly. In terms of the squad, today's video is going to be about this guy right here and just how damn good he is. And he is very good. You know, 12 goals and 7 assists in 21 games might not look amazing, but he plays as an outside cam. Last year, as you remember with like Gareth Bale and I can't remember who my left cam was last year, but my outside cams last year were my main goal scorers. This year, Neymar and Mbappe are the guys that get all of the goals. And so the fact, if you compare Politano, I bought Insigne, by the way, 0 goals, 0 assists in 4 games. Great cards. I wanted to try him instead of Martinez because Martinez wasn't doing anything for me either, right? So my theory was, look, Mbappe and Neymar are doing great. Politano's doing great. I need my left cam to get involved, get in the gameplay and start being part of the squad. When Walcott comes on, he gets very much involved. You know, his goal-to-game ratio has reduced dramatically since we've been using him as a sub recently. But Walcott always gets involved when we bring him on. And I usually sub on Giovinco for Neymar as well into that cam role because Neymar just loses stamina quite a lot. But from that right cam spot, Politano is fantastic. The question is he worth grinding for? Is he really as good as Messi? Is he as good as Messi? No, right? But is he a free, cheap, poor man's Messi or a poor man's Messi in general? Absolutely. He's got so much similar to Messi. Similar build, same weak foot and skill moves, very similar stats. The main difference and the one that you can really feel that Messi has above Politano is that insane dribbling from Messi versus the very good dribbling from Politano. He also comes in with very good shot power, obviously 96, perfect long shots, great passing with what I've given him as a chem style, 95 short pass and 87 vision. His pace is great, his stamina is great. And I would urge you guys as quick as possible to go ahead, get this Politano card and fit him into your team because he is a monster. I just need to figure out who I can use in that left cam spot and how I can fit the team in. In terms of Mbappe's goals and assists, guys, 45 goals and 29 assists from him in 47 games. And Neymar has 42 goals and 24 assists in 52 games. So Mbappe definitely outscores Neymar. But it's important to notice that both of these guys are fantastic. And I'm also absolutely in love with this guy. And I kept him on basic chem style on purpose because it gives him good boosts all around. I can't get a shadow, right? Now I can because we can get one from weekly objectives. But with a basic chem style, he actually gets a decently well-rounded boost that makes him a very good CDM. So I don't mind him on basic. Guardiola, he's been a monster for me. He's been an absolute animal, 235 games. But that's where the squad is, guys. And generally speaking, I'm really happy with the team. I'm really happy how I'm playing. As I say, I'm 11-3, but I think I got to 12-3 this time. I finished 15-5 after 20 last week. It wouldn't surprise me if I finished 15-5 or 16-4 after 20 this week. However, I just feel like I'm playing much better FIFA. But we've got a premium gold players pack, guys. Let's see and hope that we can get something in this pack. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. It doesn't look like we do. My pack luck on this account hasn't been great. I know I packed Mohamed Salah, but other than him, this is where we're going with it. So, yeah, that's that, guys. Let's get into some gameplay. All right, guys. So as we go into the gameplay, not that it's gameplay, it's more me completing Jamie Vardy and then some gameplay. We have, of course, got some comments from the comment section. Not too many comments today because I only have about 10 minutes of gameplay and I usually waffle on. The first one is from Joe. By the way, A9 Skills hoodie is fantastic. Go and get one. They're brilliant. I like it. Joe says, hey Nep, I've got a question about FUT Champs matchmaking as I don't believe it makes any sense. You're right. First of all, I need to clear up the fact that I know I'm not good at FIFA, so I don't expect to win every game. However, I don't believe I'm given a fair chance. I've only played FUT Champs once before and achieved Silver 2, but I'm still consistently matched up against players who have high-rated red cards, suggesting they've ranked highly a few times. Furthermore, this weekend I started 3-1. I then went to 6-15. So my main question is, how did EA make a fair game? As I don't believe I ever play players who have such poor losing record like me. So what's interesting about matchmaking, we're not going to get into the whole situation at the top end, but we only ever get to see how matches are made at the top end. You know, because of the top 100 or leaderboards, we can only see how matchmaking works. And there was some interesting information that I've read on Reddit a couple of times the last few weeks, where people seem to assume that if you rage quit a game, you don't lose form. For example, if I win 10 and lose 5 and I play all of them out, my form is +5. However, it's theorized that if I win 10 and quit 5, my form is +10. That's crazy. I mean, some people said that Joel Doonans had mentioned that that's the truth. But of course, because of the recent shenanigans with EA, all the EA devs and staff and everyone basically have all shut their Twitter accounts down. Just completely gone. They're gone. So I don't know how true that is. And it does kind of make sense in the sense of it would explain a lot of matchmaking flaws. But it also doesn't make sense in the sense that that's stupid. The form should be your wins minus your losses, and that's it. So we only ever get to see how matchmaking works at the higher end. It would be interesting to know how many people have records at, for example, like you said, at 6 and 15, -9. Because I personally don't think there are that many people that play the game that badly that play champs. And I'm not taking shots at you. The fact that you even win 6 games in champs with 9 left is great. It genuinely puts you in the upper echelons of FIFA players in the world, right? Probably, it will put you in the top 5, 8, 10, 15% of just general FIFA players, which is great, right? So there's no shots there. But when you're at that form, what you have to remember is that EA have to find you a game quite quickly and that has good connection. And they are prioritized as highly, in my experience, as matchmaking. And so if you're like -8, the chances are you are not going to match somebody that's in a negative win-loss ratio. You are probably going to match somebody that's closer to 0 or a positive win-loss ratio, because there just quite simply aren't enough players to match you against. Yes, like that's it really. And just make sure not to rage quit games, just in case that actually does come into play. Next up, we've got Dylan. Says, as long as the icon swaps are out by tomorrow or Sunday, I'm fine. I wouldn't have done the objectives today or tomorrow anyway due to champs, but EA messed up with with not releasing them today. Apparently, they were always due to come out Monday. EA have since tweeted that they're coming out on Monday. Apparently on the website, where like it broke down how icon swaps was going to work and stuff, it noted that it was going to come on Monday. So yeah, I don't like for me, it doesn't make sense why they didn't just drop them on Friday, other than the fact that they just didn't want people. Two things: they didn't want people running around with Drogba this early on. They wanted them to wait until at least next week, I suppose. And number two is they didn't want to fit people to be like, oh, road to the final, promo packs, not a lot else going on. I'll just go and play Rivals for an icon, and deter people from spending money on the game. So I think it was more of a business decision. And so there you go. The next comment, we've got 2 more. It's from Antoxin. It says, I feel as though defending stats don't make a difference anymore. Does anyone agree? I, first of all, don't agree. I also think that passing stats make quite a big difference this year. But I wanted to talk to you guys something a little bit about stats that I was thinking about today when looking at certain players. Most notably, I was looking at one of the Brazilian strikers from the Chinese league. And, I use FUTBin as a way to like get an average rating per position for a player. Now, obviously, the FUTBin, it's not always perfectly accurate because it doesn't take into consideration what's meta and what's not, right? But Jonathan, the Brazilian striker that has 4-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot, he's 6 foot tall with high-low work rates. I have a feeling he might well be one of the best players in FIFA, and here's why. When EA gave pitch notes about how shooting works now, and they stated something about nerfing shooting from players that have attributes from 90 to 99, it means that they categorize, and this is me reading between the lines, but something that I want us as a group, as a unit of people to try and work towards figuring out some things here with chem styles and positioning and things like that. But the fact that they noted 90 to 99 down, that for me gives the impression that 89 shooting, for example, 89 finishing, there is a massive difference between 89 finishing and 90 finishing, but not a massive difference between 90 finishing and 99 finishing. And so what that got me to thinking was, I wonder if once you hit 90 as far as a stat threshold goes, it's marginal from that point onwards. So if you can get any particular player to a minimum of 90 rating in multiple stats, they might play and perform as good as multiple other players. And when we look at that Jonathan card, when you give him a Hawk, he gets 92 acceleration, 91 sprint speed, 91 positioning, 90 finishing, 96 shot power, 97 jumping, and 92 stamina. And it makes me think that he is going to be playing as the most immaculate out-and-out striker, right? And then when we also look at the other guy, and there's loads of players that we can look at. When we look at Adair, Adair with an engine, this was an interesting one for me. Adair with an engine, where's the engine chem style? Gets all of a sudden 94 in acceleration and sprint speed, 90 positioning, 92 free kick accuracy, which is irrelevant. But for dribbling, he gets 93 in agility, 95 in a balance, 93 in ball control, and 98 in dribbling. And he looks like he would genuinely be an absolute monstrous attacking midfielder or like second striker or even main striker, right? And so I want us, as I say, to experiment in finding players where after applying a chem style, even if they're on 7 chem or whatever, but after applying a chem style, we can get them to as many 90 rated minimum stats as possible and then play with them and see. And even if that means just giving them like the weirdest chem style that doesn't necessarily fit where they go. Like, for example, this Corona card, you know, the 84 Corona that we're not necessarily going to do. If you give him an engine chem style as well, he gets high 90s. Yeah, see, I don't want high 90s. I want to get low 90s. Deadeye definitely gives him some low 90s. He's already got 90 or more in agility, dribbling, acceleration, positioning, finishing, vision, and short passing. Might just make him an absolute monster striker. And as I say, I want to just test it out. I want to figure out some players who we could be like, okay, this guy with this chem style has like 90 or more in 17 stats. Let's try them out, because I think that they're going to be awesome. And that makes me think back to the Mascherano that I'm using on basic. Once you put a basic chem style, without basic chem, he has 6 stats above 90. With basic chem, he has 10 stats. Now, that's actually only 4 stats more. That's not really that much. But you guys get where I'm going with this, right? Just so you guys know, today's video, I only talked about it briefly. I was going to talk about it in the gameplay, but I didn't really get to it yet. Today's video is more about Politano and whether or not can be relatable to MESSI. And Politano is actually another perfect example of a guy who has so many like 90 rated stats. You know, if you give him what I have on him, which I think is a maestro, he has 90 or more in acceleration, sprint speed, agility, balance, ball control, dribbling, free kick accuracy, short passing, long shot, shot power, and stamina. He's like an absolute mental card, and you could probably get more out of him with the right chem style, you know. An engine might even be really, really good for him too, to get him hot. Oh, wow. Engine on his passing, pace, and dribbling is brilliant. I might have to start playing an engine on him. Maybe, again, just to try it, just to test it out, right? So basically, is Politano that high level? The answer is yes. He is not quite as good as MESSI, obviously, but he's not far off for a player that EA have given to people for nothing but their time. The last comment that I had was from Trevor. He said, opinions on the whole dynamic difficulty thing. In short, because we don't have that long left, I don't think dynamic difficulty exists in online FIFA. I don't think scripting or handicap or momentum exists. I don't think 45th or 90th minute wonder goals exist. I don't think EA like wants to favor a particular player in any given game. I don't believe any of that's true. I've talked about it in detail and at length many times. I could do it again if there's enough interest about it. But bottom line is that you are in control. You are in full control of everything, and the decisions you make decide on how the game pans out, not the decisions or not some kind of like weird conspiracy from EA. That is my genuine opinion on it. Otherwise, people would have found ways to manipulate that system. You know, if going 2-0 down genuinely gave you a better advantage to win games more comfortably, people would just score 2 own goals from kickoff and then be like, all right, here you go, now I'm going to win. But, you know, and we could argue till the cows come home, as we have done many times. But it ultimately ends up in just 2 camps of people that are just pro scripting, handicap, momentum, dynamic difficulty, and people that are anti it. And that's where we go from. But that, guys, is going to be the end of the video and the end of the gameplay. 2 very narrow losses, as I said, to get me to 8-2. We are 11-3 with a 3rd very narrow loss as well. You'll see that gameplay tomorrow. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.